If you're watching me, listen to me carefully. Do not get turned up with people you don't know. Do not get turned up with people you don't know. Do not get turned up with people you don't know. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for liking my What Contiki is Really Like video. I told you guys if I get 50 likes on the video that I'll make a part 2. So here's your part 2. So if you guys want to know more about what is Contiki really like, sit back, grab a snack, and enjoy the show. Before I start, I just want to give a disclaimer. My advice is not telling you that you should go on the trip or that you shouldn't go on the trip. It all depends on who you are. You have to know who you are, what you like, what you don't like, and all those things. I wish I would have done that before I went on the trip. So it's not necessarily that the trip is a negative or positive. I think it has pros and cons, but you just have to know what kind of things you will be able to put up with. Don't expect like a super guided tour and don't expect to be babied. What I mean by that is there were some activities that were included within the total price package, and honestly I can't even remember them. Maybe some of them, I remember one of them was like a walk around Florence, but that was after, you know, we spent like so many hours on the bus and then we walked around Florence. To be honest with you, I can't even remember from the top of my head. I went August of 2017. I can't really remember on the top of my head how many included activities there were, but I can tell you the ones that are worth going to were the ones that you paid for. Granted, I remember we went to the Eiffel Tower. Yes, we did go to the Eiffel Tower. There was some people on YouTube who said that they didn't have to really wait in line for the Eiffel Tower, by the way, but for me, from my trip, maybe it's a different trip, I had to wait in line. Like, I was with a group of people on the trip and we had to wait in line. We had to wait hours, and then we had to climb up the stairs, and that was one of the trip that was included. If you go to Contiki, you should save enough money to some of the me time optionals because some of them are kind of cool. Some of the me time optionals are like a Parisian dinner, or like a lot of them were dinners. Some of them were like bike rides, or you know, different activities like that. So you're gonna want to have money to do the me time optionals. If you don't have enough money to go me time optional, you have a choice of exploring the city on your own. But you do have something called me time, I believe. So me time is when they allow you to disperse and go out on the city on your own. So my advice is, before you even go to the trip, make sure you Google things to do in Paris, things to do in Italy, things to do in Rome, things to do in Athens, whatever. Research things that you want to do, because the thing is like, sometimes you're on the bus, you're tired, you want to know exactly what time you want to wake up so that you could get up and do it. And that brings me to another point. There were times when I did hang out with some people in a group, but there were times that I ventured out on my own because these people wanted to do this and this and that, and I was like, no, today I want to do this, this, and that. So I was like, you know what, I'm paying for the trip, and it's really your trip. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, this is your trip. Make it your trip. So if there's a group of people who are doing something and you want to do something else in Italy or whatever, but like, do that, but make sure you do your research. Make sure you know how to get there so that you don't waste time being like, how do I get to the Louvre or whatever? How do I get to this place? So make sure that you do your research, that you know what to do, and that you have like a smartphone with a SIM card that actually works. You are 18, so you are responsible for yourself. I think a lot of people expect like it to be like so like close knit. Yeah, it depends. There was one night when I went out on my own, explored the city, and I met some locals, and I found some activities I want to do through Google. And then because I had so much stuff to do because I planned it out, I came back like really late, like around maybe, I don't know, 6 a.m. in the morning. And then of course the people who usually spoke to me in the group were like, oh yeah, where were you? And I said, oh, I did this, I did that. And they're like, oh, okay, girl. So I told them where I was. Tour guide didn't ask me where I was. He didn't really know where I was. The bus driver didn't know where I was. Like, it's just basically, it's up to you. Like, And I'm not saying that it is their job to know exactly where I was. That just goes to show you that you are responsible for yourself at the end of the day. You have to realize that you are going to a foreign country, and you just have to make sure that you stay safe. So if you do go out late and then you come home at 5, 6 a.m., there may not be somebody to call you and be like, where you are, where you are, where you are. So that is something to keep in mind, because I know a lot of people like to go on tour groups because they are concerned about their safety. And you know, that's just my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with it. I just feel like, you know, of course depending on the country, but you're not really safe, 100% safe anywhere, to be honest with you. Like even wherever you are right now, wherever you are in the world, whether you're in Australia, America, I don't know where you are, I'm in America. If you step outside your door, like God forbid, you are at risk of danger. You are just more used to that potential danger because you see it every day. But to me, I didn't really see a difference. I feel like people make international travel sometimes seem like this like big, mysterious, scary thing. And you know, it really isn't. I just want you guys to know that it really isn't. And stay safe. You know, Google the places that are not safe to go to. Like there are tons of videos on YouTube of people who, you know, travel, who talk about places. There are tons of articles you could read online. You could research on Google. There's tons of research that you can do. So like there's literally no excuse to not know. So do those research. Like even if you are going to tour guide, just know that you are responsible for yourself. And I'm saying that especially for the people who are 18, 19, 20, like those young adults who are very young. Like, I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, just be safe, you know what I mean? Like the trip managers, like they're responsible for you, but they're not gonna baby you. And I'm not saying that they should. I'm not saying that's their responsibility, but just know they're not gonna be babying you. I came home, I went back to my accommodation at a really late hour, but they didn't ask me where I was. They didn't ask me, oh, where were you? Were you okay? Like nobody called me, nobody, nothing. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not asking for that, but it's like, that's how it is. You know, I wanted to venture out on my own. That was my decision because I wanted to see more things. I wanted to do more things, you know? That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to go back to like knowing who you are and knowing that now I know I'm the type of person, if I go to a certain city, I don't want to spend just one day where I want to see everything. I want to do so many things. So one day is not going to be enough. My advice from the things I've seen in the trip, especially for my 18, 19, 20-year-olds, if you're watching me, listen to me carefully. Do not get turned up with people you don't know. Do not get turned up with people you don't know. Do not get turned up with people you don't know. I'm gonna give that advice again. Do not get turned up with people. If you're gonna do whatever you want to do, make sure it's with people you know. And what I mean by that is, if you're a solo traveler, you shouldn't be doing that around people you don't know. If you are, you know, going with your friend and you don't know that friend that well, even though you call them a friend, you probably shouldn't do it, because I've seen, and I'm not going to disclose any information, I'm not pouring that much tea, but I'll just leave it at that. Do not do that, because I think especially if you are a young woman, and if you are a young boy too, people can see that and take advantage of you not being in the right mental space. So I've seen a lot of things, and I just like, my heart goes out to those people who experience certain things because they were out of their element. So the accommodations can either be a cabin, a hotel, hostels, and like camping sites. So that, like, keep that in mind. With the camping sites, I remember one of the camping sites, there was no heater. Like, we had like a really small heater, but there was no heater. So it wasn't that warm inside for my body temperature. I was cold. And so you have to keep that in mind. Like, it's not going to be luxurious accommodations, because you know, you're paying a certain amount of money for a certain reason. So it's not going to be luxurious. And some hotels were nice, but some weren't. For the camping sites, I remember sometimes we had a period of time to get hot water because, like, you know, we're out in the open, we're camping. So that's that. So keep that in mind. I remember we went to Contiki Castle. I think just to give you guys a heads up, the bathrooms have multiple shower stalls in them, and they have like multiple sinks. So of course they have like a curtain to cover you, but just keep that in mind. We were only there for one night, but I remember we ran into the other Contiki travelers who were there for like a month, and they were supposed to be there for like a longer period of time. So keep that in mind.